What's that? Could it be? Nah, not seen one of those in a long time. Can't be. Is it? It looks, it is. It's a 900. It's a 900 turbo. It can only mean one thing. It is coming home. Woohoo! Just picked the motor up from Adam, the welder. Now heading back via Illusion, which is the body shop that will paint the SAAB for me. And it's where my good friend James, who's picked the car up for me, you'll hear more about him in the meantime. He works at Illusion at the moment, so we're going to drop by there, get Jason to have a quick look at it, just give us some sort of idea of costs for painting the car, and also have a chat to him about any prep work that I can do on it. Then get it back to mine, where the lovely rebuild of the interior at least will begin. It's funny, you always remember bits and pieces that you meant to do but either forgot to or whatever it might be, didn't have time to. And I've realised watching it on the back of the wagon that one thing that I did forget to do was to pick up the seat belts for it, because the belts in the car are not the best. A couple of them don't retract properly, so that would have been the perfect opportunity to replace those with the interior out. So I will get the interior back into it for now, but then bits and pieces are going to have to be removed again at some point, but that's all good. The other thing of note, when the welder was saying that when it rained the other night the car was outside, and he said there was a little bit of water in the footwells, so I need to investigate where that's coming from before everything goes back into it. So I'll just systematically go through the car, just use a hose pipe and see where it's leaking from, and get that bone dry before it all goes back in. Okay, that was a good half hour of time having a chat over the 900. As always, I know it kind of seems really obvious, but as soon as you start thinking about what's going to be painted and what doesn't want to be painted, and while you're there and should do this, should do that, and it's, you know, it's a huge job. You know, it's pretty obvious that it is. Even things like, you know, there's this skirt here that hasn't yet come off. That could be rotten, it could be solid. This wing, really, it's going to need a repair panel on that one, the same as the other side was. I'd like to have the inner arches painted, kind of like similar to what Adam's done, just to sort of blow a little bit of tint over it for now. But I'd like to have those done properly. Then you start thinking about, well, you know, you're getting into doing, you know, things like the sills. Again, they've just had a little blow of paint. And to do it properly, it is only ever going to get done once, and it's going to be a proper glass out job. You know, likewise, things like the front bumper, once that's pulled off, again, there's probably going to be patches under there to do. And we're just trying to work out the order of what we're going to do things in. I think just having a chat to James. Say hello, James.
Hello.
It's my good friend James. We'll do a little promo on Cribb Speed Shop at some point. Very exciting. You can tell them all about that. But yeah, I think the plan is, it makes sense to, what do you reckon, James? Just get it mechanically back together.
In an ideal world, we just strip it all and just do it all from the outset. But yeah, it involves lots of money, of which isn't currently in Martin's bank account.
Exactly. I need to be selling some motors, selling things. No, it would be lovely to, I don't know, I mean, you're going to be looking, I don't know, what would you be guesstimating mechanical and paint? 12, 13, 14 grand?
But obviously you don't really know until you get into it and start stripping it down. But obviously once you start stripping it down and get to that point, you're already in it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
As we say, it's probably worth just getting the sort of mechanicals all right, sort of a bit of a recommission, really, because it's been off the road for years.
Yeah, exactly.
So, bit of a recommission. Go over the whole thing, get it running, driving alright. You can put all the interior back in it, all the trims, and sort of make it a car again. It can look a bit tatty for the time being, there's some tyres on it, brakes, axle, all that stuff. And then just use it, and then that will give you probably some more motivation. As soon as you drive it once, you'll fall back in love. Be like, right, I'm not selling this. Let's just do all of it. And then we can just go for it.
Yeah.
So at least then you know where the car stands. Which, to be honest, it's gonna be all right. It's 900, so
yeah. in terms of the kind of the order of what to do with it, because obviously I've got brakes to go on it, got the suspension kit, things like the rear beam I'd like to drop that off or get a replacement beam anyway, get that painted up before that's put back together. And it's got multiple oil leaks by the sounds of it.
It's already dripping on my trailer, I can see it.
Oh no. So. Are we dripping on your lovely trailer? Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah, what would be your plan of attack for it mechanically? Because we were sort of talking the possibility as well of the engine at some point coming out, because obviously all of the belts and the like are going to be knackered.
Yeah.
3-1.
Well, need to get on a ramp, just go over, just make a massive list of everything.
Yeah.
Prioritise it. Tyres, brakes, all the fluids, belts. Obviously belts at the back of the engine of these, and they're a little bit of an arse. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't worry about the beam for now, because if we're going to do it all, we'll do it all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It needs to get on a ramp really. Get on a ramp and have a look at it. But it's been how long's it sat at Dave's? I've known of this car for at least 5 years.
Yeah, I was going to say 4 that I know of. So yeah.
So I remember going down there in my old big power 9000 I had, and it was sat there, and I'm like, oh, I want to save that. I want that.
Yeah.
And that was at least 5 years ago probably.
Yeah.
So
it's been a long
then.
time.
So
it's a long time.
It needs all the things. Checking the fuel tank. Fuel tank's metal in these?
Plastic in these.
Plastic,
but I've got some new tank straps for these, because they're a pain in the ass. They're absolutely rotted through on this one.
Tank, they can rot out inside, and then you need tanks and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I've looked at a few cars recently for recommissioning, and the tanks have rotten inside, and I'm just not even bother trying to attempt anything.
No, that's it.
Start doing it all. So
That's it.
just sort of do it all, give it a recommission.
Yeah.
You can put all the interior back in it, get all the trims back on it, make it a car again, put a ticket on it, and just run around.
Exactly.
With it. So and then,
quite enjoy the rat luck for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, at least it then sort of puts us in a position where the car's running, we're sort of ironing out little bits and pieces. You know, if it's like peeing oil from multiple places, then we know that the thing is, we were saying then that, you know, if at some point the engine's going to have to come out of it, then that's when you then kind of plan around the paint work on it to have the engine bay painted as well.
You don't need to do anything, but it's better to do that, because if you're painting the whole car and everything, and the engine's got loads of oil leaks from everywhere,
Yeah.
and the belts and everything, you might as well just paint the bay at the same point as the car, because all the panels are off. And the work you're doing on the engine, it'll make the work easier on the engine, so the labour will be a bit down on the work that you're doing on it. So you might as well, in my head, just pull the engine box out, strip it down, and then paint everything at the same time. Clean the engine up while it's on a stand. You might not see stuff when it's in there, and then you put it back together and it should be lovely.
Yeah.
So, but that's where projects get carried away.
Oh yes, oh yes, because then you powder coating the rocker covers and putting silicone hoses in and putting a new clutch in at the same time, and
before you know it, it's 2025.
Yeah. Is that the number of thousands of pounds that went into it?
What, 25? I mean, probably not far off.
The year 2025 and 20 to 25 grand's worth of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many Beryl Green 900s are out there?
That's it. How many indeed? 100, from what I know, 109 were ever produced. I might be wrong, somebody can correct me on that one, but only for the Australian market, so it's going to be a bit special, but it's going to be a bit of a slow burner, this one. There was never any rush for it, but
no, but as you say, if you put some tyres on it, you could just refurb the wheels at the same point.
Yeah.
Because I mean, constant wheels refurb for new tyres are worth strong money now anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
And you've got to do it at some point when the tyres are off. So.
You know, I picked up a load of space savers from Dave at SAAB Flight for that very reason. I thought it's going to be one of the first things that does, even if I'm sticking, you know, some sort of like nice but kind of more budgety tyres on just for now, just to get a ticket on it.
We'll just run around it with 4 space savers. Just keep under 50 or whatever the limit set on the tyre.
Just revel in the amazing handling and the fantastic grip and the lovely aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon? We'll get it back to mine now. I'll get the interior back into it, and then we'll get it back. When do you reckon you'll be able to take it back in at yours and start going through
I mean, we've got, what have we got here at the moment? Cleo Williams, Series 3,
Very
Land
nice.
Rover, P1800, that's nearly done. I've got Super in there, plus whatever outside, Jetta, Golf. Try and clear some cars out, get a bit more room back, start from afresh rather than adding on top of what's already here. So it'll be a few months in it, really. And then that you'll probably add up. I mean, you're on school holidays now.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'll probably have a month or two of fiddling and tinkering.
Exactly.
So yeah.
And hopefully by that point, I won't be quite as skint as I am. I'd have worked out a plan. I'd have sold some stuff, or who knows?
And if anyone wants any houses and don't want
exactly.
to pull out,
Houses, cars. If anyone wants a lovely URS6 sat over there, please do let me know. Yeah, sweet. Let's get it away then. Let's get it home. Get it back together. Well, it doesn't really look any better than it did when it left here 3 months ago. In fact, it looks worse, but at least it is now actually solid, and that's the important thing. Home again.